iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. Bloemfontein Celtic taking on Mamelodi Sundowns in the Nedbank Cup Final on Saturday evening at 8 p.m. outside the PSL offices. As you can see, Tso Vilakazi is with me. www.wsb.co.za. World Sports Betting. Bet with the best. 50 rands voucher awaits for you if you want to sign up for a new account there. Diski50 is your voucher code as well if you want to get that 50 rands voucher. Terms and conditions apply. Terms and conditions are available on the site as well. So, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bloemfontein Celtic, kunomuntu bekakhuluma nami othi I like using the analogy, elephant. How do you eat an elephant? And I use that analogy because, sometimes you play with a giant and you're not going to kill it with one punch. You're going to have to step by step poke at the giant as well. Celtic, how do they deal with this giant now that's facing them on Saturday?
Before when I look at both coaches, I had a picture when coach Peter Musiman was coaching Super Sport, and then coach John Matuka was playing for Bloemfontein Celtic, and I'm like, wow, life is great. Sure. Today, coach John Matuka was the player facing coach Peter Musiman as a player. Now he's facing him as a coach. That's very nice. It tells you about our football in South Africa, that our football is growing. Gulego coming to the finale, it's gonna be a very, very tough final. Why I'm saying it's gonna be very tough, don't write off Siwelele. They've been underdogs, not really underdogs, but they're doing something right. I've been watching them playing. We can look at the Kaizer Chiefs party. The other game that I saw of them, that these guys, they can do wonders, is when they play in Nelspruit against the NFT team, where it was tough for them, but you could see that those boys, they can work, they can run it all day. They're willing to die for the team. They're willing to die for the coach. They're willing to die for themselves in the field of play. And that's the spirit of which it says to me it's going to be a tough one playing against Sundowns. We colleague in Sundowns. I said it. Magbuya go manje for a lockdown for the league. Oguti, they started very slow. They pick up at the right time, and I don't know.
Well, you're not supposed to not know. That's why you're here, because you're not supposed to not know. That's why I'm elephants. I mean, we know who's the giant in here. We know how difficult it's going to be for Bloemfontein Celtic. But I'll take you back to when Celtic took on Kaizer Chiefs. I know statistically Celtic have not won against the Sundowns for the past 10 matches since 2015. It's been 10 matches, 6 wins for Sundowns, 4 draws. So it's dominant all the way. However, I'll take you back to the Chiefs game where I personally did not give Celtic a chance because I had seen them on Sunday when they played against SuperSport United, and I was not impressed. But they came through against Kaizer Chiefs. They defeated Kaizer Chiefs with Ofigi Zolo, Ongobeni, Mapena, Sarah Mutebang scoring 2 goals there as well. So let's talk about tactics then. Is there anything that Coach John Matuka can do to try and outsmart Sundowns? What has been Sundowns' biggest faults coming since EPSL restart?
Sundowns, they've been conceding when Uncle Lego, and I think I'm not giving John Matuka some weapon or anything, but I'm saying what I've picked up was the 2 center backs is Sundowns. They're a bit slow. So if you've got those quick boys up front up and quick strikers, then you will give Sundowns a bit of a headache, because I'm a full backs Sundowns. They're quick, they're strong, they're good cover, they can cover each other very well. But my worry, Kakol, is we're coming to that central part where they're slow. And looking at Celtic having Mapena is very smart, that boy. He's very smart. If they can slip and then he will punish you.
Yeah.
So Sundowns, they're very strong going forward. Same applies to Celtic. Look, they can play. John Maduka didn't do really much, but one thing that he did very well is to give those boys confidence. Because as a coach, that's one thing that you need to work on. Make sure that your boys have got confidence, so that when you whatever tactics that you're coming up with, it's gonna be easier for them to just take them in and then deliver for you. Yes, it did change in terms of his setting up of the team, because they're playing 3-4-3 and they're doing very well. Look, if whoever won to both coaches, both of them, they need to be very careful, because if you slip, and mind you, Sundowns, it's been about 5 years not winning in Nedbank. So it tells you how difficult it is to win that trophy. And also it's difficult also for Aces, because they've never beaten Ilonduzan in 5 years, beating Sundowns. Sure. So it tells you that both of them, they've got a score that they need to settle. The coach of Sundowns, for himself to say, I've never in 5 years I've never win this trophy, so I need this trophy. For Celtic to say, look, we've never beaten Sundowns and now we got them in the final, so this is our chance to do that. So that's what I'm saying, it's going to be a very, very tough one.
I want to pick up on Omadisha. I know that Baroka, and there was a hoo-ha afterwards. Pitso Mosimane was fighting against Baroka because they targeted. And we're talking about tactics now. How can you defeat this elephant? They picked up on Omadisha as a target, and they were calling him, even on the bench, Bambizi freeway. Freeway. Could that not be a smart thing for Celtic, perhaps to target, even if Madisha is not there, whoever is there, whether it's Wayne Arendse, they would have some sort of a problem with pace. We saw even Cape Town City manipulating that problem with pace as well.
That one, they did pick up and they tried to use it, and at some point it worked for them. If you can remember, also against Wits, 2 goals came from Matisha. But he picked up from that. I like the character of the boy. He understood that he made mistakes, and he worked hard to correct those mistakes, because if you can watch the last games against Leopard, he did very well. And I was so impressed with him to say, look, is it really the very same boy that made the mistakes that nearly caused the team? But Gulego, look, one thing that I've learned in football, and I also learned from the coaches that are coaching now, is close the supplier. If you close the supplier, we're not going to be hurt. They always say that, our coach. So one thing that they need to do, Coach Pitso Mosimane, is you playing against Ilonduzana Celtic, of which they're a ball playing team. So a team so you need to make sure that you force them not to play. They rather play it long, then they can win it in the air. But if they have those combination, then Sundowns are going to have a problem to center backs, because they are not quick enough. They're slow.
All right, let's look at Sundowns then. Before we talk about Sundowns and how they could win, I mean, they could win any way that they want, but we'll get Tso's thoughts as well. www.wsp.co.za. That's the name of the website where, if you disagree with Tso's prediction, you can go and put your money, sign up, new account, and then, of course, put your money on some matches. You can actually even put your money when the matches are live. When you've already seen the starting lineup, you can decide who do you think is going to win, how many goals are going to be scored in a game, and so many other permutations or so many other betting odds as well. Now, so Mamelodi Sundowns, I mean, we were talking off air, and you were saying they could shoot you with any gun that they decide. They can use any weapon that they decide, and it's true. I mean, they could put instead of Meza, Serenio, and Themba Zwane, they could be Mabuwe, Vilakazi, Mahlambi, Makhalwa. It could be anyone across the front three.
Kulego, playing against Sundowns, it's like taking a pill that is gonna run your stomach.
Yeah, I know.
Really, because I was going
Sure.
So you want you want to plan for Sundowns. You've got a running time. because awazi ukuthi that running time le yakho nayo uzostopa ngani. Sundowns you put Umeza Sereno uzwane, that's a headache. Ufaka uMahlambi, ufaka uMakhalwe, ufaka uVilakazi, that's a headache. I'm still going to the midfield. Yes, in the midfield there's no much change. Only Kulisi,
or it could be Charlie,
or it could be Charlie. You see, or either Temba. In that position again. Umshishi Lapo. Look, Sundowns. It's very difficult. But one thing that I've seen, they've got quality. Pound to pound, it's not easy for Celtic to match them. I think one thing that the coach, Upito Musiman, is always scared of is the right combination. You can have all the names, all the powerhouse, but if you don't have the right combination on that day, then you're going to lose the game.
All right. Okay. Pound to pound, we know who's stronger. Pound to pound, we know that Sundowns are the strongest side. Last one for us, your prediction on Sunday. Nedbank Cup Final, Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Bloemfontein Celtic on Saturday evening.
I tip Sundowns to win the final because you know they've been looking for this for quite some time, and the coach has been losing it at where it matters most. So I think I tip Sundowns to win it. Scoreline can be 2-1 favor Sundowns, because Celtic, I'm not writing them off. They are a good team, but looking at the history of them, both teams, Sundowns have got an upper hand. That's why I said Ugoti Sundowns. That's a personal thing between the trophy and the coach. It's not about Celtic and Sundowns. It's about Coach Piso Musiman and the Nedbank Cup to say, "Endota, ngangcineni ngokubamba ngezandla." So ngiyakufuna. So that's why I'm tipping Sundowns to go for it, especially with the confidence that they've got a good team. Look, Chiefs were leading us with 13 points. No one gave us any chance of coming back, and we came back. We are the champions now. So if we manage to do that, so what more with the final now? So I tip Sundowns to win the final 2-1.
All right, there you go. www.wsb.co.za. Go there, put your money on some of the results. If you think that Celtic will give a shock, you may make a few bucks as well if it happens. www.wsb.co.za. Thank you very much for watching us.